we'll call this segment the obligatory Spirit Awards screener review. And
there we go.
This is it's a 2024 release because it honestly doesn't even have a release date listed yet on IMDb. There's like 20 people that have seen this movie. It was nominated for Best Feature at the Spirit Awards, which, I mean, it's like the second year in a row at least that there's been a movie that was nominated for Best Feature that I've never even heard of. Last year was Our Father the Devil, which was really good. This one, not as much, but we'll see. Yeah, it's called We Grown Now, directed by Minhal Baig. And it's kind of a coming-of-age story. It's set in Chicago, 1992, at the Cabrini Green housing projects. And it follows these two best friends, Malik and Eric. They're just, like, full of imagination, and they're super naive. They're, like, constantly running around, like, ignorant to the atrocities of their home lives in the projects. And they kind of somewhat inspiring in their outlook. And until this, like, horrible tragedy happens and, like, it becomes, like, this inevitable reality comes setting in and their loss of innocence and such. The most notable people in this movie are Jurnee Smollett and Epatha Merkerson as the mother and grandmother of Malik, and Lil Rel Howery is also Eric's father. It plays sort of like Moonlight in some ways. It isn't preachy though. But it is like really serious and pressing issue. But it's not judgmental, which I kind of appreciate. It is kind of sentimental though. It's interesting because it feels like a vintage Spirit Awards nominee, like something that used to be nominated at the Spirit Awards all the time. But it needed more of the like Florida Project kind of thing, because it is kind of similar in setting where it's like trying to survive living in the projects and told through the eyes of these children. But I mean, you hear about things that happen that affect their lives, but they don't really feel it because they don't really pay attention to it. So you don't really feel it necessarily either. Like they kind of escape together, and that's kind of the way you feel as the audience. But Jurnee Smollett is really good in this. I think with this and The Burial, it proves that she is like at or near the top of her like age range of actors, and she just doesn't get the high profile roles. The movie is weird. It's kind of uplifting while being dour, and they chose to set it at a time when like MJ won his first title in Chicago, and they even mentioned that, but they don't use it at all. I just don't really understand why the movie had to be set like that. But I kind of dug it. It's a 2.5-star movie, but it's kind of a weird choice for the Spirit Awards to throw out for a Best Feature nomination, because it's just, I don't know why they had to go out on a limb on this one when there was a lot of ones that they passed up in order to put this in there.
All right,
nice. It kind of sounds like it was pitched as Moonlight meets the Florida Project. But Todd, I have to ask you, so what is your process when not only watching screeners, but also casting your ballot for the Independent Spirit Awards? I mean, as a voter, do you vote just to piss other people off, or do you actually vote for the best films? I mean, like, what's your overriding philosophy of voting?
Well, I don't vote the way they tell me to vote, which is like their thing says like you need to vote on like uniqueness of vision and on diversity, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to vote on what I think is the best. But although Marshawn Lynch is nominated for Best Breakthrough Performance, and he did not give the Best Breakthrough Performance. Dominic Sessa did, but I might vote for Marshawn Lynch anyway, just because, you know, gotta give some love to my Super Bowl champion running back.
Do you get to vote for every category?
Yeah, except the Cassavetes Award and like the grants that they give out. Everything else we get to vote for though. But I do have all of them ranked, all the categories ranked with all at least the ones that I've seen so far. So I've only got maybe 7 or so left that I need to see before voting next month.
I was trying to decide if you were talking about you had like your 1 through 5 ranked of every category, or if you ranked how good the category is.
Oh, well, I mean, I could do that. I didn't really think about it in those terms, but
if Mickey Rourke ever gets nominated for an Independent Spirit, if Mickey Rourke ever gets nominated again, are you just voting for it regardless? Because that I think you have to, right? You don't even need to watch the movie; just get him up there again.
Same with Cage. Like, I mean, Cage has only got a couple of these two, couple nominations at least, and I think Rourke probably has 1 or 2, and maybe he has 2. I don't know. I would definitely vote for them though, because I assume if they got nominated, it would have to be for something pretty damn good.